What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 1. So listen, we are back. We start this episode off. We have Marcel and we have Latisha. Listen, y'all know I like Marcel. As much as Marcel is a narcissistic asshole, I like him. And we start this off. We found out that Marcel took a trip to Africa without his wife. And it was so funny because Latisha is so passive aggressive, because he started off by saying, you know, I really appreciate, you understanding that I really needed to do that on my own, even though I know you weren't on board from the beginning. And Latisha was like, yeah, I really didn't understand because, I mean, I've never been to Africa before. I didn't know why we couldn't do it together. I didn't know why we couldn't make this a trip. Like, what did you need to get away from? Why did you need to get away from me? And I was like, so clearly you didn't change your mind about being okay with it, because you have gone off on a whole tangent about why you are not okay with the fact that he went on this trip to Africa without you. Second of all, Africa is not a third world country because Africa is a continent, Marcel. So Africa is not a third world country because Africa is a continent. But moving on, I digress. So then they bring up the picture. And Marcel's story, and I know he gonna stick to it because that is what Marcel does. Marcel starts talking about it was just a joke, and he didn't see what the big deal was, and he don't understand why it was an issue. And Latisha was like, well, it just opened up the door. It just made it messy, and you just opened the door. But now people are coming after Maurice, and you basically threw Maurice under the bus. I didn't throw Maurice under the bus. I mean, all I did was post the picture. I'll see what the problem is. It was just a joke. It wasn't a big deal. He was like, I didn't know it was going to blow up like this. Marcel, you either want me to believe two things. You either want me to believe that you've been doing, as smart as you are, you're that stupid, right? Well, actually, let me say this. Two things. It's one of two things. Either this was a setup by Todd, a.k.a. Carlos, in this situation, to create this whole storyline about the picture for the rest of this season, or you did it and you really truly have fooled yourself into thinking it wasn't going to be an issue when you knew good and damn well it was going to be an issue. Like, come on, Marcel, really? You've been doing, like Kimmy says later on in the episode, you've been doing this long enough to know. Like, you've been doing this long enough to know better. Anyway, so then Latisha starts talking about, coleslaw. And how, yeah, she's saying this and she's saying that and she's saying this and she's saying that. And Marcel is like, Tisha. And she just keep talking. And he finally said, Tisha, stop. Like, you asked me to let you know, basically, when you talking too much. And I'm telling you talking too much. Just stop. Just stop bringing it up. And so in the confessional, he said, if you know she's just trying to be relevant, bringing her up is making her relevant. So Latisha says, okay, I'm going to stop. But you know what, though? She said, blah, blah, blah. And Marcel was like, stop. Like, why are you still talking? Why are you still I literally just told you to stop talking about her. You said okay, and you immediately start talking about her again. He was like, I mean, if somebody calls you a dog, are you going to bark? What? Marcel? So now she in her feelings, and she's sitting there, and you could tell that it bothered her. You could tell she was upset by it. And now she was like, I'm full. Yeah, I guess you are full. Now, do I agree with Marcel from the point of view of he probably should just, Marcel from the point of view, Marcel, from the point of view of they should just ignore it and not give it any, and not entertain it, sure. But at the end of the day, we know Latisha can't do that. And the reason why Latisha can't do it is because this stuff really bothers Latisha. As much as she wants to pretend like it doesn't bother her and act like it's not a big deal, we know that this stuff bothers her. So anyway, there's that. So then we see Martel go down to the compound with, what's his name? From last season. Tiffany's husband. I don't know why I can't remember his name. But anyway. Martel says that working out is his, that's his happy place. with everything going on with Melody, that's his happy place. And of course, he can't miss an opportunity to talk about Melody and how she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing, and he's not talking to the kids like he want to talk to the kids. He doesn't get to talk to his kids every day, and she's wrong for that. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care, Marcel. So then they got to talking again. They recapping what happened at the reunion. When they're talking about how Martel, how everybody was coming after Lewis and how Marcel sort of had his back, and Lewis was like, yeah, I mean, why was they coming for me? Like, why was they coming after me? And of course, they had to keep flashing back to it or whatever, and then they brought up the picture, and Martel was like, Lewis was like, yeah, I mean, why would he post that picture of his brother? Like, what's that about? So, of course, now they got to talk about the picture. And, of course, Martel was like, I don't want to be the reason why nobody else's marriage is in trouble. Like, I don't want to be that reason. Again, Martel had to bring up whether Melody was cheating on him or not. Listen, let's be clear, sir. The majority of us, not everybody, but the majority of us are never going to care what Melody did when y'all were separated. The majority of us are not. Because you were having full-on affairs, having a whole side relationships, getting other women pregnant, and this was going on for years. Okay? Years. And Melody left you, went got her own apartment, went got her own place, went on a couple of dates with a man, and they did some things that grown folk do. You think that I'm going to compare that to you having a full-out separate girlfriend for 5 years? Sir, stop. Anyway, moving on. I don't care what Melody did. I don't care if Melody performed and she got performed on. I don't care. Matter of fact, I'm happy for her. Okay? Moving on. Because at the end of the day, she went back to your ass anyway. So, but they brought up the fact that, and again, they just brought up the fact that Marcel, posted this picture that is creating all the ruckus, right? We didn't see Tiffany this episode, but we did see Mr. Lewis. So then we see Kimmy. Kimmy done got herself a dog. She said, listen, I need a dog to put up with all the all the mental stuff I got going on, okay? I got this going on. I got that going on. I got people down to the social media. I got Marceau dropping this picture. And now I got to question whether everything that was said was true or not. And so Kimmy confronts Maurice. And Maurice is like, what? Like, what? Now, Maurice, at the end of the day, you like to play semantics and you want to play games. And the question was, did you exhibit Martel's feelings towards her? And again, I want to say he was asked point blank, had he been around, and he said no, and then come to find out he had been around. Maurice is playing the innocent game. Kimmy is confronting him, and he's trying to double talk her. And Kimmy was like, no, I just need a yes or no answer. Like, at the end of the day, were you there? Well, we know he was there. Did you get with the linebacker? And like Kimmy said, like, at the time, we weren't married. So if you had done something, yes, technically you cheated. But at this point, would it be a deal breaker because it happened before we got married? Maybe not. But I still want to know. I still want the truth. And I don't want to play these semantics with you. Just tell me yes or no. Did you not? Like, I don't want to play these games with you. And so he finally tells her no. And then she says, well, why would Marcel do that? Why would Marcel post that picture? Because at the end of the day, I know it bothers Latisha. I've had conversations with Latisha. I've talked with her, and I know that it bothers her. Kimmy basically was like, listen, I can handle it. But we know Latisha, it puts her in a space. And so then Maurice was like, well, maybe this would be a good opportunity for you to reach out to her and for y'all to, y'all can bond over the bullshit. And she was like, I'm all right. Me and Latisha, we're going to be all right. We don't need help bonding. Especially out over the bull hockey. But Marcel really needs to be a little more careful about what it is he's doing to his wife. And I have to agree with that. So then we see Destiny. Listen. Now Destiny making music, writing songs about her struggle and her experience. So you just gonna take a page out of the Melody Holt playbook. That's what we doing. All right then. So Latisha goes to visit her at the studio, and what we find out is Melody is mad at both of them because when they was down to the reunion in LA, Destiny's room was right next to Melody's room, and they was in Destiny's room the night after the reunion talking shit, and Melody heard them. Now here's what I think happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it really went down the way Destiny said it went down. Destiny said that Tisha was in her room and they were basically recapping the reunion, and that Tisha was telling her what happened when she wasn't out there, what was said, or whatever. Now, were they putting some stake on it? Probably. They probably were putting some stake on it because y'all know how things go at the reunion. You end up rehashing stuff that you thought you had resolved, stuff that you said you had settled, but you still in your feelings about it. You still feel some kind of way about it. And so now y'all rehashing it. So were they in Destiny's room probably putting a little stank on it? They probably were putting some stank on it. But I don't think it was a Bash Melody session. I think they were talking about all that shit that went down. And Melody probably heard her name, which, of course, I ain't saying Melody's wrong for feeling some kind of way about it, because I probably would be, too. I'd be on the other side of that wall like, why is my name coming up? So Destiny said when they got back to Huntsville, her and Melody went to lunch or breakfast, whatever, and she talked to Melody about it, and she did admit, like, listen, I did say this and I did say that, and this is what it was. We weren't talking shit, but we were recapping, and yes, your name came up. Melody's thing was, I'm not so much mad about that as I am that you were talking to my enemy. And Latisha was like, her enemy? When did we become enemies? I thought we were cool. I thought we were mending our friendship. I thought we were working on things. She was like, I didn't fool myself into thinking we were like best friends, but I thought that we had worked some stuff out. And Destiny was like, yeah, I thought so too, but I guess not. So the way she see it is, we were basically her enemies talking shit about her. I can't. So then we see Melody go to brunch with Kimmy. Oh no, they went to a wine bar and they were learning how to make their own charcuterie. I know I always say that word wrong, but their little plate that you know when you have wine with the cheese and the fruits and stuff like that. So they get to talking, and of course, Melody recaps what happened to Kimmy about overhearing Destiny down to the reunion. But of course, she put her own little stank on it, and basically what she said was that she heard them and they was talking mad shit about her, and when they got back, her and Destiny did talk about it, and Destiny admitted that she was talking trash about her and that she felt some kind of way because she thought her and Latisha were actually working on fixing their relationship. So why would she be talking trash about her? She said, you know, after going through what I went through with Marcel and forgiving him as many times as I did, I just don't have the energy to keep forgiving people. You do me wrong, or I feel like you did me wrong, I'm done with it. So in her mind, she done with Destiny, she done with Latisha. She invites Kimmy to a pajama party, and Kimmy was like, okay, yeah, I'm coming. She said, and please don't tell Latisha or Destiny because ain't neither one of them invited. Now, I think Tiffany's coming. And Kimmy was like, okay, well then who else is coming if Melody was like, my friends. And it was so funny, Kimmy was like, what friends? Because I only know the 3 that you're not inviting, or the 2 that you're not inviting. So she said there's some other friends coming. So, child, the pajama party, I'm sure, is going to be some bull hockey and malarkey, okay? So then we have a family dinner. So we had the family dinner where the other Scott brother and his wife invited Melody, Marcel, Maurice, Latisha, and Kimmy, so that the 3 couples can sit down and try to work out what the problem is. And Marcel's thing was, it was just a joke. Everybody knew it was a joke. It wasn't until my brother got in Maurice's head and Kimmy got in Maurice's head. Now it's all of a sudden it's a problem. We need to sit down and we need to work it out. Excuse me. But it was just a joke, and Maurice understood that, and now we got to sit down and we got to have a conversation. So they're having a conversation, and Kimmy just come right out with it and was like, why would you post that picture? What were you thinking? And again, y'all, it's Marcel's story, and he's sticking to it. It was a joke. He didn't think it was going to be a big deal. And, of course, everybody is like, come on, Marcel. We've been doing this long enough for you to know that if somebody sneezes left instead of right, that somebody going to make something out of it. The bloggers are going to do 20,000 videos. People are going to leave all these comments. Like, you know how this works. Stop playing. You posted a picture. right after the reunion where it was it was the next day, y'all. Maurice, Marcel, you knew exactly what you were doing, and it wasn't by accident, it wasn't by mistake. And so, let me put a pin in that before. Let me rewind. So Destiny is opening up. I knew I forgot something. Destiny is opening up a little bit more, because she talked about how during her divorce she had to go on to public assistance, and how she had to go into her 401k, and her father had to help her pay her bills because things got so bad and they just didn't work out. Now, she still ain't really giving us the real about what happened with her divorce, which she don't have to. Other than the fact that you're on a reality show where that's the whole purpose of being there, but whatever. But I feel like maybe she's going to give us a little bit more this season. Anyway, back to this dinner. So, once again, Maurice is trying to explain to Marcel why it wasn't funny, why the joke wasn't cute. How you really putting a lot of people in this. And Maurice said, okay, so it was a joke, it was funny. Well, last year it came out that you allegedly had kids. He was like, what if I posted a crib on my Instagram and was like, outside kids, or kids outside, or something crazy? And Marcel was like, see, that's not the same. Now you kind of hitting below the belt. And Maurice was like, but I'm not hitting below the belt. I took something that came up when I would be taking something, a rumor, taking it and posting it on my Instagram for everybody as a joke. Now, Maurice, you do have to take part of the responsibility in this, because had you not lied, Marcel really wouldn't have had no ammunition, and he could have posted that picture, but the narrative would have been different. But the reason why the narrative was on you is because you lied. And you know what else, Maurice? All of us knew you was lying, because you're not a good liar. I don't know how you're going to be a good lawyer, because you're not a good liar, because lawyers lie. And you are not a good liar, because you sat there and you look like a deer cut in the headlights where Carlos asked you, were you there? And you were like, no. We all knew you lied when you said it. Kimmy knew you lied when you said it. But Marcel decided he just going to give us the proof. Then they went to Latisha, and Latisha told my son, well, it doesn't really bother me. And they were like, but you go in the comments. So clearly it bothers you, because if it didn't bother you, you wouldn't be in the comments. Well, it just depends on my mood that day. It depends on how I feel. Now, mind you, on the reunion, you said you stay out the comments, but we just know that that's a lie. And let's be clear, all y'all be in the comments. All of y'all be in the comments. I have seen y'all. Some of y'all have posted, have commented under my post. So I know y'all be in the comments. And it's cool. Ain't nobody ever said nothing nasty to me. But y'all be in the comments. So anyway, that's pretty much what happened in the first episode. They're going to ride this picture gate until the wheels fall off. And I'm over it already in the first episode. Let's be clear. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.